Proxies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Xeno, and okay, so I did make the drip marketing yesterday on the first character because I wanted to wait, and I think I'll just do this going forward. Wait until all of the characters get drip marketed for the next patch, and then we can have just a quick first impressions discussion. And so we have 3 characters, which a lot of people already know by now. So Minato is going to be the A rank, and you can tell because he has a static image in his little drip marketing thing. Like, this is static. That's how you know he is an A rank. And then we have 2 other brand new S rank agents, and all 3 of them are part of Spook Shack, which is really interesting. And I want to touch on Minato first, just because he's going to be the most controversial character, just because he's an A rank. So we'll touch on Minato first, and then I'll give my brief first impressions on Yutari and Lucia. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I've just missed it in the lore. Maybe I have just missed a conversation or something in a hangout event, which I haven't actually done the hangout events for like Yuzuha and Alice and stuff like that yet. So maybe I've just missed these characters in the story. It's definitely possible, because I don't remember everything. I'm a smooth brain, but like, okay, instead of giving the S rank to Minato, they gave it to 2 brand new waifus. It's classic Hoyo. So Minato is going to be an A rank, and like most A ranks when they debut, they usually are on both banners, I believe. Otherwise, if not, hopefully Hoyo gives us a free copy. They did this with Pulchra. They didn't do this with Kung Fu Panda at 2.0, I don't believe. We didn't get a free copy of him. And then before that, there was Seth, which we didn't get a free copy of Seth. So we've had Seth was no, Pulchra was yes, Panda was no. So I'm hoping, just because Minato is kind of actually quite popular, that we do get at least a free base copy. So for people that don't want to summon on the 2.3 banners, they can actually mess around with him and just like maybe build him up, see if they like him, see if they want to invest in him, and just be nice to have for a collection. But I guess TLDR, he is a Fire Rupture agent. It's nice that there is a quote-unquote free-to-play Rupture agent version. I really like this character. I think his animations, you could actually see his animations in the story when you went through with Yuzuha and Alice. You could see him in the background fighting. His animations are really flashy, and also full transparency as always. Most of the kit details and the gameplay is out there. You can go see it for yourself, so you can have an idea of what these characters do, how they look, all their animations. They're not finished, they're not complete, and so much will change before they go live. But if you are interested, it's out there. And so I think he looks really cool. I like Minato. I like the whole big male with the freaking black coat and the giant sword. I'm very typical. I like that stuff, right? He's an A rank. I have mixed feelings on A ranks and 4 stars in gacha games. I've been working on a video for Wuthering Waves about 4 stars, whether we need more or not, because I asked the community in some community posts here on YouTube. I think we always need more 4 stars, or in this case in Zenless, A ranks, but it always comes at the cost of like, hey, we want more A rank engines. We want more A rank characters, 4-star characters. But the second it's someone that's semi-popular, it's like, oh no, but not that one. Not that one though. It's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I really wish he was an S rank, because he'd just be super sick, which means he'll probably get less promotional material. His animations are great, but like typically they'll be slightly less than an S rank's animations or S rank agent's animations. Like typically he'll have like, you know, just less emphasis put on him because he won't make Hoyo as much money. So I would have really liked him to be an S rank male, because that would have been sick, because we need more of them in the game, and he is fairly popular, and he's really flashy and cool, and he's fairly beloved for the most part, right? But he's not. And so it's like, all right, this gives people a chance to get him up to M6 one day for free, which will probably be putting him on par of not on par, but it'll be still less powerful than a S rank. But I wish he was an S rank. He's not. I don't personally care that much, because I like the character. So if I get copies of him, I'm still going to build him anyway, and I'm going to have fun with him. And this game is fairly easy once you have a dedicated account built up. Like, my average scores in Deadly Assaults and stuff like that is between 35 to 50k. You only need 20k to get the max rewards. Like, I am absolutely positive for the people that like this character, if they get to pull for him, if they summon for the other agents, which we'll talk about in a second, you'll be able to build him up. He'll be plenty strong to clear the end game. He'll still be fun and flashy. that won't be a problem. So, and plus, it's literally on his picture, on his chest, it has an A rank symbol. Maybe we all knew all along. And also, last thing I'll say about Minato is it was kind of half expected that he was going to be an A rank. Like, most of the community did see this coming. It still stings a little bit, but we did see this coming. Yes, we need more male characters that are S ranks, but it is what it is. They don't care. They're going to make their Guna game. Speaking of Guna gaming, Yidhari, she's... Yeah, I guess we're just adding octopus to the list of animals and creatures, and yep, not gonna finish that sentence. But yeah, she is another Spook Shack character. She is an octopus siren. She is super hot, of course she is, and she wields a giant hammer. She looks really cool. She's really hot. Now, for me personally, a lot of you guys know I am an Alan main, or at least I like to try to be. Alan's my favorite character in ZZZ. So she is an ice rupture agent. So that means she'll, like all other agents of the same elements, they will play differently. They'll go into different teams, use maybe different supports, and we'll get onto different supports because Lucia is a support. But she'll play differently, she'll look differently. But like, I have an M2 Miyabi and I have Alan as my favorite character. So like, again, she looks awesome. I've seen the gameplay and stuff. She looks really fucking cool. And she wields a giant hammer. She's super hot. She has a seductive voice. Guna gonna goon, right? And she's Rupture. So she is going to be different. Like Alan was normal attack. Miyabi was anomaly. Hugo is more of he's an attack, but he plays extremely different from Alan. You want to play two stunners with Hugo. You stun the enemy and he does big damage in a stun window, and then it's very different play style. So, but again, we're up to like our fourth quote unquote ice DPS character now. Ice is my favorite element, and I would like to have a fucking ice support, an ice stunner that isn't maybe Lycon. I love Lycon, but a non-standard banner. She looks great. She's going to be playing straight into the R34 stuff. Like, come on, man. It's a blonde, pretty attractive woman with tight shorts that has octopus. This shit writes itself, alright? Like, gonna goon. Personally, I'd have to skip this character just because I can't afford. I can't keep spending. I don't have the money and the polychromes to be spending on this game. So I do, but I don't. So I don't want to. So I'm gonna probably have to skip her just because she's ice, and I just don't need a third ice attacker yet in my roster. I just don't. But the one I really wanted to discuss is Lucia, another Spook Shack character, and she is going to be support, ether support. Which is kind of strange that she's ether support, even though it won't matter too much what element she is, because it just doesn't really matter when you're a support character. But it's strange that Astra is ether, and now Lucia is going to be ether as well. But the TLDR is she's going to be a support for Rupture agents. Even without pre-release information, this is fairly obvious. You've got Minato and you've got Yidhari in the same patch. They're both Rupture agents, and she's going to be a support. We've just had Yuzuha as a support for Anomaly. Now we've got Astra for a support. I think she was in 1.5, and that was for attack and crit. And you can also use her for Anomaly. And then Lucia, if you look at the pre-release stuff, she is going to be a support for Rupture agents. So basically, if you are looking forward to building Minato, if you're looking forward to building Yidhari, or if you're like me and you have Yixuan from 2.0, she's basically a quote-unquote must pull. And I say quote-unquote because you don't need her, but she's going to be the premier support for Rupture agents going forward, just like Astra is for attack and crit damage, and Yuzuha is for Anomaly. So, curious if she'll be like Yuzuha. Will you be able to get some buffs? Because Yuzuha, she gives a massive attack buff and other things, so you can use her in other teams that are not Anomaly based. She's obviously not the best, but if you don't have Astra available, you can use Yuzuha to a small degree. Curious to see if Lucia, you can use her like a Yuzuha. Just because you don't use her in a Rupture team, maybe she has enough buffs that you can still use her in another team if you don't have Astra or Yuzuha, or they're just not available. So I will be having to pull for this character. because she kind of has like Ganyu vibes, and Ganyu's one of my favorite characters from Genshin. She's got the ears, like she's got elf ears. I'm a sucker for elf ears, but she's like blue hair. She's got the goat like ears, horns. Like she's design wise, she looks okay. Like I think she's real pretty, but like at the same time, again with the tight leather shorts. When I first saw her, I thought, oh, it's another Yunque Summit character. I'm like, nope, she's Spook Shack. Because like Jifufu and Yixuan, she's got the tight leather shorts. Although a lot of other characters have this too. I'm kind of, and I mean like Yidhari has the tight leather short type of like. Come on, like can we get like a skirt? Can we get something else? Like I like it as a Guna, but just give me something else. Anyway, they're pretty much like my first impressions and just first thoughts on these characters from the drip marketing. This does change my plans for 2.2. Because I'm now going to be definitely skipping Seed, as much as that really hurts as a Guna. But I just do not have enough for Seed without spending money. So I'm going to go for Orphe and potentially her Wenjin, so I can help buff my Silver Soldier, Ambi, and Trigger team. And then that way that team will be separate and done. And then I'm going to be going for at least Lucia, because she will be another support. And you just don't skip supports in these games. They're usually just broken bullshit mess. And she's going to be supporting, and she'll probably replace Panda on my Yixuan team. So then I'll have Yixuan, Lucia, Jifufu. Then I'll have like my Silver Soldier, Ambi, Trigger, Orphe. And then it's just like, you know, I've got my Anomaly support in Yuzuha. I've got my Astra. So I'm pretty much like all teams will have like a premier support, which means so much more variety and versatility when doing all 3 deadly assaults, Shiyu defense, stuff like that. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking about these characters in the comment section down below. If you've seen the pre-release information, what are you thinking? Does this change your plans for 2.2? Definitely has changed my plans for 2.2. Keep in mind, these are 2.3 characters, so this is a long fucking way away. Like, I'm actually surprised we saw them this early, because as of recording, it is the 24th of August. We're still like a week away from 2.2. That goes for like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Then there's 2.3. Like we're talking October to November. Like these characters are a long way away. But I'm curious if they maybe did the drip marketing early, just to like, because they're not sure about the hype levels of Obol Squad patch. I don't know. Because usually they save the drip marketing until at least the characters come out. The first character comes out in 2. Whatever, like the next patch. So anyway, enough rambling out of me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy my Xenolist content and coverage. And yeah, let me know what you think of these characters. I will be definitely going after Lucia. And depending on how broken her weapon is, although last thing before I go, I never go for support weapons or Wenjins. I generally don't. Didn't get Astras, didn't get Yuzuhas. Like I generally just use free-to-play options because the characters are already broken as it is. But we'll see how ridiculous it is. Anyway, enough rambling, and I'll leave the video there. So thank you so much for watching and or listening, and as always, my name is Xeno. Minato is an A rank and the community is in flames, and I like Octopussy. And you take care now. I can't even finish. Fuck's sake. That would finish in an octopus. What?